What is going on, Gigi Gang? I hope everyone's doing well. Quick live stream, impromptu. Literally thought about it 30 seconds ago. As you can tell, it's snowing here in usually rainy Vancouver, and there's literally no one around me. So I thought, why not at lunch do a quick stream with everyone? If anyone's, oh, hold on, getting notifications for myself going live. Let me know if my audio is coming in clear. I just want to do a quick stream, like I said, talk about the lay of the land. As you guys know, it's been kind of a crazy week for me just because of all of the tweets that Elon replied to regarding the share compensation plan. I did a really cool live stream or a really cool video with Emmett on Herbert's channel, Brighter with Herbert, and also Brian from K4 at K4 Podcast on Twitter, and of course his YouTube channel. And we were talking about it yesterday. How's it going, Brian? 5x5. Wolfgang, how's it going? Let me know in the. I think I can read my comments, but I might have to do a little bit of scrolling here, impromptu. Anyways, it was kind of a crazy week. If you didn't watch my last video, go watch it, where I highlight kind of what went on with Elon. And like, I was at a lunch meeting, and as you guys know, Elon gave me like a 3-paragraph reply about share compensation plan, where I was kind of arguing the other side of the argument a little bit. Indeed, yes, Matt. So it was a crazy week in that respect, and it seems like everyone thought, okay, if that was Monday, and of course there's Martin Luther King Day on Monday, everyone's like, Tuesday, Tesla stock's gonna crash. And what happened was on Tuesday, Tesla actually closed green. So apparently no one cared. Of course, Tesla's down 2-ish% today, but I mean, the macro is down anyway. So this overhang can't last forever. Someone actually left me a funny comment too. They're like, we have to label this overhang the Yash overhang. And I thought that was hilarious. How's it going, Scott? Dennis, Per Johan, Wolfgang I hope you're doing well too. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm doing well, folks. Like, I can't complain. This weather, although it's very Canadian, you probably like, okay, yeah, I'm probably used to this. This doesn't happen in Vancouver very often. It's actually one of the first few snowfalls of the year. And I don't think we're going to get any past this until December. So anyways, I saw today there was also news that the Cybertruck is actually hitting the streets of China. Looks like they're going to do a Chinese, probably starting in Shanghai, tour of the Cybertruck. FSD in China, of course, we know there's rumors and there's smoke around that as well. What that means for margins and FSD take rate, I just don't know. But we had a really good conversation yesterday. Actually, Emmett asked on the stream, he said, what would be one of the biggest bearish signals to you about Tesla? And it was obviously Elon leaving. And so in that respect, if Elon didn't want a new compensation plan, he was like, screw it, I don't need a new one. I'm just going to be focusing on XAI or whatever. That would be way more bearish than Elon saying, I need a new compensation plan to be incentivized to do so. Steven, how's it going, man? I hope all is well with you as well. Matt says, it's been a rough January. Human psychology is insane. I'm seeing a bunch of predictions for 158, 180, 200. Actually, Emmett said yesterday, I'm not sure if you guys caught that video. Emmett said he would not be surprised if Tesla got cut in half this year. That was not his prediction, but of course, Emmett is a guy that likes to think of probabilities. And he said that, he would not be surprised in the slightest if that happened this year. Of course, half would be around 100, which I guess 13 months ago, we were kind of there. Prediction for next week, after earnings call. I'm gonna have to check the options. I'm gonna plead the fifth on this a little bit. I'm gonna check the options later. Maybe I'll do a video on it to see what the options earnings are kind of being priced in as. But as it stands right now, my gut feeling for earnings and prediction on stock price, if that's what you're asking, is kind of the same it's been for the last 2 or 3 calls, which is just meh. I don't think there's going to be anything surprisingly bullish, surprisingly bearish. I think expectations are low-ish. And of course, we saw that price cuts happened again in Germany a little bit. So is the stock, Vasil, how's it going? Is the stock not rallying into earnings a good thing? I suppose, but if you look at, I'm going to have to do maybe I should do a video on this. If there's any requests for videos at any times, folks, like always open invite to leave me a comment to ask for a request. I'm not good at actually making a lot of video titles, but when people leave comments like this, it gets my brain going. Maybe I should do a deep dive into the last 2 or 3 or 4 earnings calls, how the stocks acted into earnings and how it reacted after, depending on a hit or a miss. Maybe that might be a good video. Hadouken, how's it going? Juju Gang, yes. He blames me. Did you see Digit and BMW? Yeah, I saw the BMW video with the bots, right? Uh, no big comment. If I'd be curious to hear your guys's. Any Cybertrucks in Vancouver? Steve, I did a video, went to the showroom and saw the Cybertruck, but none on the streets yet. Although in the snow, it might actually be a really good time to ride it. Peggy, how's it going? From Curious Peggy, everyone go subscribe to his channel too. Hope you're doing well. Must be late in the Middle East, hey? Or late or early, I don't know. That's right, Felicia. Hope all is well. Thanks, Paul. You too. I'm getting ready to load up when it reaches 200 dry powder, locked and loaded, says Peggy. Al says it will be halved. And years from now, we're going to say the same things over and over again. Look, I think the biggest thing is Tesla has to, at some point, start upping earnings. And that's why I'm a big proponent on buybacks, because buybacks obviously, not artificially, but financially, increase earnings per share, right? Less shares in totality. So though I get your sentiment, Tesla's going to have to start proving its model of FSD or subscription or software is incrementally adding to EPS. That's the bottom line, right? Because if Tesla unapologetically adds $2 to EPS in X amount of years, everything else staying the same, there's no way the stock market doesn't react to that. Look at NVIDIA. Every day is hitting all-time highs, right? Brian, how's it going? Is that a Kroger show? Don't scare me like that. I think you're alluding to my old video. Man, that was scary. Price reduction in Germany were predictable after the subsidies were removed, right? Giga Mexico and Nevada delays make no sense to me. How are we going to grow? Well, I don't think that is so much the problem right now, because as they start to up production in Austin and Berlin, we're starting to see that Tesla pretty much can get to their growth rate in terms of volume. The question is of demand at the price levels. And so if interest rates go down, obviously that helps, right? But it's, of course, long-term, those things matter for sure. I guess I'm just getting caught up a little bit talking about intermediate and longer-term stuff. It's good for Tesla. It starts the market and gives Tesla competition to speed up even more. Look, I don't think there's any competition in the auto market in North America or in the EV market in North America. Al says, I agree with you. If we have a CEO that cares about investors, we don't. So I guess there's two ways to look at this, right? Because some people were reading into Elon's tweets and saying, look, if Elon is incentivized to, the question was yesterday, Herbert asked, is Elon disincentivized to let Tesla stock rally if he doesn't have a comp plan yet? And we had a good debate about that. And I guess some investors feel that way, but I don't know. And to be honest, the original tweet that I posted was kind of saying, like, when you have 100 billion, right? I don't think the incentive is really monetary. I don't think there's like a monetary incentive so much left. And Elon did clarify by saying it's not 25% ownership, it's 25% voting control. And even then he doesn't have a majority, right? So he can be overturned 2-1. But it's about voting control. If I'm doing all this AI work, and we know with AI, there's a lot of existential risk that can happen. I mean, look at Sam Altman. I wonder if Elon looks at Sam Altman and goes, look what happened to Sam, right? Kind of came out of nowhere. He was killing it. GPT-4, 5 is being trained up or whatever, 4.5, I don't know. And then boom, he just, the board's like, yeah, you want to screw this guy. It's like, what? So I wonder if he looks at that. All EV stocks are down in the last 6 months, no big deal. I think I saw today Lucid was down 4% or something as well. So yeah, didn't seem unique to Tesla. Folks, it's coming down. It's starting to come down. It was just flurries when I started this stream. So Matt makes a great point. Colonizing Mars, which is Elon's goal, is going to take tens of trillions over decades. Now, you're 100% right. So maybe I pretty much said as much, like, I could be wrong on this, but maybe there is a monetary incentive here, and that's exactly what you highlighted, Matt, right? Is that Elon looks at Mars and who's gonna outlay all that capital, right? Maybe governments, but I don't think governments are lining up to give Elon more money. So Elon probably looks at this as a problem that he has to solve in and of himself, which, I mean, is kind of a crazy position to have to be in. Let's see. Optimus bots building bases on Mars. I watched Dave Lee's video today on Optimus and his thoughts on Optimus folding laundry. And he's going to have a new video, like 1 billion bots, like in X amount of years. And I read Farzad's Twitter thread about bots that Elon commented on. And I have to say, like, there's a sentiment out there, and I totally am receptive to it, of why are we talking about bots? Is this just another thing that we're kicking down the road in terms of EPS to excuse Tesla's EPS today a little bit? And again, this is maybe short-term minded, so let me just lay out the argument. Are we just looking at this like as a longer-term thing of like, you know, oh, EPS sucks today, but bots now, or before it was FSD? I'm still like, look, I think FSD still has to happen. And FSD is such a huge step change in Tesla's EPS that I think a lot of the auto business is kind of silly looking if you compare it to FSD and autonomous, of course, but that's not to excuse FSD. I think FSD should still be in our radar of timeline before bots. But Dave was saying in this video today that he thinks almost Optimus might happen before FSD because Optimus doesn't have the liability and the risk that FSD does with cars and crashes. And I said the exact same thing. To Herbert when he was on my channel. I said, and Herbert agrees, I think, for the most part too, but he's careful to say how he defines it. Same with energy, which was a talk of the town last year. That's a good point, Hadouken. So energy, of course, but here's the thing with energy. It's not energy is super bullish. Tesla is killing it, but is energy a moonshot? You know, is energy a moonshot? FSD is a moonshot, right? Tesla bots is a moonshot. Energy is a great business. Tesla's going to kill it. And of course, Tesla's going to have V2G and it's going to, you know, do all these cool things, but is it a moonshot? That's the question. Or is it just a really good business? Need to solve FSD and 4680 dry battery electrodes before bots. True. Now, if we live in a world where resources are limited, and I guess to a degree they are, but if Tesla is the same team that's working on 4680 is the same team that's working on bots, agreed. Prioritization. But I mean, 200,000 whatever employees that Tesla has all across the world, all the engineers world class that Tesla has. I mean, I think they do pretty well in running simultaneously. It's Elon's prioritizations maybe, but I mean, I'm hard pressed to criticize anything that Elon does in terms of business because I mean, look at his track record. It just kind of speaks for itself. I'm not going to be one to give him a sermon on the mount about productivity or something, right? The son of Walkie, am I cooked? Dude, I love your Twitter, man. I think your memes are hilarious. FSD sound solved is just about trading it into good and bad. I think it's also about me seeing some sort of signal that they're almost there, right? Because if they start publishing what areas they're going to launch FSD robotaxis in, or how they're going to charge in the fleet, or if they even launch a pilot fleet in some city like San Francisco, right? I just can't wait for that day. Okay, sorry, that was a quick stream. I promised I wouldn't go too long. If you're just joining in, go back and watch. And I'm catching the next one. I appreciate everyone tuning in. It's kind of snowing all over the place. So before my phone gets too wet, I'm going to sign off. Much love. Yeah, I should sign off. Take care, everyone. Peace out. Be well.